not supposed to go through life constantly struggling, not able to fulfill our dreams, or not able to be a blessing to anyone else. Lack is not your destiny. You were created to live an abundant life. But if you've struggled for a long time, it's easy to develop a scarcity mentality, thinking, I'll never be able to afford a nice house. I'll never have the funds to really bless my family. But as long as you think not enough, you'll never have more than enough. You have to get rid of that scarcity mentality and start having an abundant mentality. Too often, we base our value on how someone is treating us, how successful we are, how perfect of a life we've lived. The problem is, all of those things can change. If you're getting your value out of how people treat you, then if they hurt you, they disappoint you, you're going to feel devalued. If you're basing your value off of your achievements, how much you make, what you drive, the title behind your name, then if something happens and you don't have that position, your business goes down, then your value will go down. And some people don't feel good about themselves because they've made mistakes in life. They're not where they thought they would be. Now they're living insecure, feeling inferior. They're basing their value on their performance. How someone treats you doesn't change your value. What they say or do doesn't lessen who you are. Mistakes you've made doesn't decrease your value. That's what you did. That's not who you are. You can buy a bigger house, drive a better car, but that doesn't make you any more valuable. That increases your net worth, not your self-worth. You were already valuable when you had the small apartment and no title behind your name. That position may give you more influence, but not more value. You can be a stay-at-home mom raising your children. You may not have the influence of the CEO, but you have the same value. Value is not based on what you do, what you make, who you know. That's superficial. Those things can change. But the enemy works overtime trying to devalue us. He'd love for you to go through life letting what people say make you feel inferior, comparing your life to somebody else's, thinking you'll feel good about yourself when you catch up to them, when you live in that neighborhood, or when you perform perfectly, when you break the addiction, then you'll feel valuable. But nothing you do will make you any more valuable. Nothing you achieve, nothing you overcome, you are valuable right now. God calls you a masterpiece. You are one of a kind. You didn't come off an assembly line. You weren't mass produced. God made you unique. There will never be another you. Put your shoulders back. Start carrying yourself with confidence. You have been fearfully and wonderfully made. And a lot of people live in a proving mode. They can't feel good about themselves unless they prove to people they're important. Prove to their coworker they're talented. Prove to their critics that they really are okay. There's a constant struggle. They're always having to outdo, outperform, outdrive, outdress. It's very freeing when you realize you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to impress people. Take the pressure off. It takes a lot of energy to compete, to prove, to impress. If you live in a proving mode, it's like you're on a treadmill. As soon as you prove to one person you're okay, you'll see somebody else you need to impress. It's a never-ending cycle. Get off that treadmill. You're working hard but not going anywhere. You don't have to prove anything. And these days, there's so much emphasis on name brands. We're wearing so-and-so designer shoes, and so-and-so sunglasses, carrying a so-and-so purse, driving a so-and-so car, talking on a so-and-so cell phone. If you're really cool, you got on so-and-so underwear. You can feel good about yourself. Sometimes We have so many other names on us, we don't know our own name. Can I tell you, your name is more important than all those names combined? And there's nothing wrong with owning it, driving it, wearing it, but don't let it be the reason you feel good about who you are. Because what's hot today, what's the latest, greatest, in a few years, it'll be outdated. If you live possession-based, you have to run from name to name, position to position, friend to friend. That's going to wear you out. Why don't you relax? You can't get any more valuable. You can buy more clothes, get more friends. That doesn't change your value. If you base your value on people's support, how much they approve you, encourage you, then if for some reason they stop doing that, you'll feel devalued. As long as they're telling you you're great, you'll feel great. The problem is, if they change their mind, they're not telling you that, you're not going to feel great. You can't base your value on what people give you. People are funny. They'll say you're beautiful one day and I don't care for you the next. Hosanna on Sunday, crucify them on Friday. If you don't know who you are without them, then if they leave, you'll be lost. They'll take you with them. Your identity was caught up in who they made you to be. You'll try to find somebody else to tell you who you are. You don't need people to tell you who you are. People will let you down. People will get jealous. People have their own issues. Let your Heavenly Father tell you who you are. Get your value, your self-worth, your approval from Him. He says you're a masterpiece. He says you're one of a kind, a prized possession. Somebody may have told you the opposite. You're not talented, you're not attractive, you don't have a good personality. Let that go in one ear and out the other. They don't determine your value. What they say or do doesn't make you any less a masterpiece. Quit letting how people treat you make you feel inferior. They don't control your destiny. They didn't breathe life into you. They didn't call you. They didn't anoint you. They didn't approve you. Don't put your identity, your value into somebody else's hands. Even good people can't give you everything you need. Somebody that loves you very much, they cannot keep you approved, validated, feeling secure. The problem with trying to get this from people is people have issues. People are dealing with insecurities, fears, hurts, wounds, prejudice, dysfunction. They don't know any better. That's normal to them. Messed up people can mess you up. If you base your value on what they're giving you, you can end up dysfunctional. Don't let messed up people ruin the rest of your life. If somebody hurts you, there's a tendency to internalize it and think there's something wrong with me. If I was more attractive, he wouldn't have left. If I was smarter, I wouldn't have had a bad childhood. No, it has nothing to do with you. They're treating you out of their hurts, their wounds. Hurting people end up hurting other people. Don't let what they say define who you are. Don't let what you didn't get make you feel like you're to blame. They said you don't deserve to be loved. That's a lie. They said you're not attractive. Another lie. But if you base your value on these lies, you won't have any kind of self-worth. If somebody did you wrong, instead of internalizing it, have you ever thought about maybe they were messed up? Maybe they felt so bad about themselves, so unlovable, that they tried to project it on you. You may feel like you never really got the approval from your parents, from your family. Even now, they don't celebrate you. They don't affirm you. But the truth is, it's not about you. It's about their issues, their insecurities. Don't spend your life trying to get something that they cannot give. I know people working 80 hours a week trying to prove to their parents they're successful, prove to their family they're good enough. You have to let it go or you'll be frustrated. Quit trying to make people be for you that are never going to be for you. Quit feeling inferior because somebody close to you is not celebrating you. If you needed their approval, you would get it. If you're not getting it, that means you don't need it to become who you were created to be. Sometimes we don't realize who we are. You may feel average, ordinary, like nothing stands out, but because of your Maker, there's something about you that makes you extremely valuable. You're not a copy, you're not a knockoff, you're an original. The creator of the universe is your manufacturer. You can't get any more prestigious than that. But if you don't know who you are, like I did with the watch, you'll discount yourself, thinking, oh man, I'm ordinary, nothing much to offer, nothing special about me. You need to Google your manufacturer. If you're going to recognize your value, you have to see yourself as amazing, as wonderful, not because of who you are, but because of who made you. Now, life will try to make you feel like you're anything but amazing. Disappointments, betrayals, rejection will try to steal your sense of value. But all through the day, despite what thoughts are telling you, despite who left you out, you need to remind yourself, I am amazing.